Now, here's a sentence I never thought I'd be saying. Xbox has officially taken over the PlayStation Store with some of their biggest games. I know that's rather crazy, so let's break this all down. Up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. There have been a lot of feel-good comeback stories throughout the years, and especially within gaming. I mean, just over these past, 4 to 5 years, we've seen some rather horrible things go down in the world of gaming. And this all relates to a specific game or publisher that will once again rise from the ashes. For stories like that, I look to games like Cyberpunk and No Man's Sky. Those two titles are a prime example of this. Then I shift focus to Xbox slowly inching their way to the top, following their rather disastrous launch of the Xbox One and that whole generation alone. Of course, the full blame here goes to how they handled that whole generation, and I'm talking about that whole game sharing thing they had a problem with, and of course, first-party exclusives. I mean, just back in 2017 alone, Xbox just had 6 studios under their banner. Those studios being Rare, Mojang, Turn 10, 343, The Coalition, and Xbox Publishing. 7 years later, things are looking a lot different, with over 30 studios now under this Xbox banner. But over the years, I gotta give credit to Phil Spencer. He's done a fantastic job making the less flashy moves now, all to put Xbox in the right position moving forward. Of course, we covered on this here channel the Activision Blizzard merger, we covered the Bethesda deal, and all the other quirks in between. Through all of that, Xbox has completely revamped their catalog of games, and is truly becoming a gaming juggernaut with titles like Halo, Gears of War, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and now Call of Duty living under one roof. Now, there are other factors at play here, especially recently with the success of the Fallout show, and thanks to GameIndustry.biz, we now have an idea of the impact the show had on the games. Now, this chart shows the European Weekly Top 10 sales of digital and physical games. And wouldn't you know it, multiple Fallout games round out the top 10, with Fallout 4 taking the #1 spot. Some of these games released all the way back in 2008, which, I'm speaking from experience, was a rather long time ago. What we're talking about here is a damn near 16-year-old game hanging amongst the big dogs in 2024. Now, I've gushed enough about Fallout, and I could talk way more about that in another video. Earlier, I mentioned Xbox has a lot of studios, and over the years, they've started to bear fruit. And this is all with titles like Sea of Thieves, Grounded, and Hi-Fi Rush. And I brought up that select group of titles because they're starting to creep their way to other platforms. And this is all under this new initiative from Xbox. We covered that move here on the channel, so go check out that video. But today we're starting to see the impact and power that Xbox now has. If we look at this here tweet from X-user Derek Strickland, it can be seen here that Microsoft now has more games on the PlayStation Store within the top 25 bestsellers that Sony has. Now, it's noted here this does include 2 Fallout games and 2 first-party games that were only available on the Xbox console. And this is pretty crazy stuff when you really think about it. Xbox, like I said earlier, has turned into this gaming powerhouse, and they have popular franchises galore. Now, there's a lot to be said on the console side of things, and I know some people heavily disagree with these methods, but the numbers here are indicating things are working in their favor. And just as the franchise owner alone, they're raking it in. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass it off to you guys. What do you guys think of this multi-platform approach? Is it gonna bite Xbox in the tail later on down the road, or do you think they're on a good pace? Personally, I know a lot of people are gonna get mad about this. I see it working. It's right here in front of our eyes. Now, I know they should have limits and there should be things they allow, but at the same breath, it's working for Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush, and Grounded, so let's just take things as they come. But that about does it here. I've been Kalo. I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.